Welcome, everyone, to the Kia Knicks postgame show, as the Knicks now have lost 13 straight in Denver. They go down to the Nuggets 113-97. Nikola Jokic had the best quarter of his entire career. He scored, count them, 24 points in the first quarter, finished the game with 32. Denver led 34-12 after one and never looked back. Final count 113-97. Great to have you with us. From our Delta MSG studios, Bill Pito along with Wally Zerbeck. Alan Hahn is in his home studio. And Alan, one of Tom Thibodeau's phrases, we love his phrases, on to the next. And that has never been more appropriate than it is right now.
Yeah, the Knicks were chasing in this one from the very beginning. Have you guys ever seen this before? 3 fouls and a technical in the first 28 seconds of the game. Did that not let you know what this night was going to be about? R.J. Barrett picking up those 2 quick fouls in 21 seconds. Then Noel gets one, and then Tibbs gets the tech. And you could just see that they just weren't right out of the gate and were completely outplayed in that first quarter. And Jokic just showing all those who might not be watching him on a regular basis why he is a leading candidate for MVP this season, Wally.
Oh, he was outstanding. He really was. And you can also see how important Julius Randle is to this Knicks team. He's completely their engine, and when he doesn't have the ability to kind of get himself going and draw defense, the other guys struggle to score and get good looks at the basket. And I think that's what happened to open this game. There was something about, I always remember the start of the game in Denver is always tough to get your second wind. It takes a little bit of time. The Knicks did get in. I think maybe yesterday might have practiced, might have had a shoot around, so maybe you could get acclimated a little bit more to the gym and to the arena, but they just didn't look ready to start this game, and that's very unlike them. It happens. I thought they played with some effort in the second half, but Julius Randle's just really important. He's been playing phenomenal, struggled tonight, but I expect him to bounce back the next game on Friday against the Suns.
You watch Jokic play. MVP, we don't always watch him. We don't get a chance to watch him a lot. But you watch him play, you say, how is this guy so effective? He's in many ways unstoppable.
He is. Well, he's huge. He's almost like Larry Bird with his skill level. Not quite as good of a shooter, but he just knows how to play. And he's big and he's strong. And he's gotten himself in great shape. Look at the way he runs the floor there. Gets that easy too. And he just knows angles, and he knows how to change speeds, and he knows how to keep his defenders off balance, and then he makes his teammates better. And when you're that size and you can also handle the ball, you become tough to guard because you have another 7-footer guarding you. I mean, look at the way he just muscles.
He's so mobile, right, Wally?
He's mobile, but he also muscles guys. I mean, he's got a huge weight advantage, strength advantage, and size advantage, and he plays smart. He simplifies the game, and he puts together monster performances. This guy almost averages he averages 8.5 assists. He only had 6 tonight, but he almost averages a triple-double every single night, and he brings it at a high level, and it just goes to show you the big men nowadays, how versatile they become and how skilled they become. NBA is in a cool place with the way some of these bigs can play.
He's got unbelievable eye-hand coordination, right? Starts there. It starts with his physical ability as well, as you mentioned, Wally, the vision, the IQ. So it's all of it coming together. It might look strange because he doesn't have that prototypical athlete kind of body, but he plays his speed. And I was surprised the Knicks played him one-on-one. You really didn't see doubles coming at him at all because he's such a great passer. I guess the idea is you got to play him one-on-one instead of letting him pick you apart. But he was the Knicks defense, we lauded how well Nerlens Noel has played defensively and Taj Gibson has played defensively. They were no match for him. Neither guy could handle it. Nerlens couldn't handle the strength, and Taj couldn't handle the length. And that really was the biggest difference in that first quarter when it came to offense. But, defensively, again, the Knicks, I thought, weren't great defensively, but their offense is really what their problem was tonight. They just could not keep pace once a star player like that got going.
Knicks fans have seen Austin Rivers heat up. He's very streaky. Mm-hmm. Of course, he lost his playing time when the Knicks acquired Derrick Rose. Rivers now with Denver. His 9th game with the Nuggets, Wally, by far his best game with Denver. He scored 25 points.
Oh, what a performance. And we saw that in the Knick uniform, how he can just catch fire. He's a very streaky player, and when you can catch Austin Rivers when he's knocking down shots, he's tough to stop. And tonight he was phenomenal, especially from the three-point line. I mean, he came in that game and he had something to prove. 6 for 9 from 3. In 28 minutes, he had 25 points. So, you know, he's got a contract for the rest of the year with this Denver team. This Denver team is a top 4 team in the West. So they're expected to do some damage in the playoffs. So his experience is going to really help them, especially without Jamal Murray. And, you know, I liked Austin. I thought he gave some good minutes to the Knicks. I thought he won some games for the Knicks early on in the season. He was fun to, you know, hear. You know, he's very charismatic with the media. Obviously, his dad is a big, has a big influence on the NBA. So it's good to see him catching on with Michael Malone's squad and this Denver Nuggets team. And, you know, I'm sure he's going to help him a little bit in the playoffs, especially with their guard depth.
Yeah, you are happy for him, right? Because he is a good guy. We did get to know him, even though he wasn't here that long. We kind of known him for a little bit in the league. And let's not forget, too, Denver had a chip on their shoulder in this game after their loss to the Lakers. They played terrible in that game. They only made 6 threes in that game. They just did not look good at all. I think they only scored 86 points, if I'm not mistaken, in that game as well. So they wanted to get themselves back on track. I mean, they are right now sitting third in the West after this win. So this is a team that you could say they're not playing for anything. They're already locked into top 4, but they're playing for seeding. And they're also playing to make sure that they are sharp as they go into the postseason. So I did expect they would come out a little stronger in this game. To no surprise, I just did not expect that the Knicks would look as bad as they did offensively early in the game.
Guys, Denver's now 10-2 without Jamal Murray.
It's unbelievable.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and we were writing him off. Remember when we did one-on-one? It was like Denver's done without Jamal Murray. It just goes to show you Michael Malone is an elite coach. He really is. I mean, I know he's got a superstar in Jokic, but he knows how to, kind of plug holes. He knows how to win games. You saw the way he coached in the playoffs last year, and it says a lot when you lose one of your star players and you can just retool and revamp and not miss a beat. Now, it might affect them in the playoffs because if they're going to have a guy like Campazzo starting, at point guard, I know Monte Morris might come back and Will Barton might give them more depth at the guard position, but that's going to be tough against some of the big-time guards in the, in the West. We'll see how that goes in the playoffs, but Michael Malone's got this team rolling. It's a credit for that they're number 3 in the West. I agree, Alan. That's a big accomplishment for them. Even
though the Knicks guys gave up the 113 points, they did have some great moments on the defensive end. Nerlens Noel missed the Memphis game with a bad ankle, back in the mix tonight, and he had some great moments.
He did, and that's what he always does. And I got to be honest, the Knicks play hard every single night, and they tried to get themselves back into this game. I just think Jokic in the first half and then the Rivers in the second half was just tough to overcome. But look at the rim protection.
6 blocks for Noel Wally. 6.
It's great. It really is. I mean, he's just all over the place, protecting the rim, always in the right spot. It was a tough assignment to guard Jokic, but off the ball, as far as weak side defense and rim protecting, he's always going to bring that every single night. And it's good to see him healthy because that injury that he had in that Memphis game, if he didn't get his leg out of there, could have been catastrophic. So it's good to see he's back, healthy, and doing what he does, blocking shots, Alan.
Yeah, I was actually, when Bill said it, I was looking at the stat sheet, and I had the same reaction Bill did. 6 blocks, and 3 of them are on that one play. Was it J. Michael Green, trying to get the dunk, and then the putbacks, and it's just Nerlens Noel just is relentless when it comes to protecting the rim, and it was good to see him back in this game. I mean, Wally, what do we do here? Because, we've gone through a lot of things with this team, haven't we, this season, right? And you kind of looked like this reminded me of that Utah game. Remember they had that first quarter in Utah way early in the season where they just got their doors blown off, and then the game after that really didn't matter, right? Is this one of those where you just take it, crumble it up, and throw it out? Or, was there something here of concern for the Knicks after what has been such a great run of the last 13 games by the way they've played?
It's their first double-digit loss, guys. It's a span of 18 games, all the way back till April the 2nd when Dallas was in town. Think about that. They've gone 18 straight games without a double-digit loss. So, hey, as we started this segment, we'll end this segment with the phrase, on to the next.